Hey YouTube, so I just wanted to come and tell you about this. I went to this African Safari Wildlife Park today down in Port Clinton, Ohio. And the way I found out about it is one day I was on Groupon, looking through Groupons, and I saw a Groupon, so $7 each to go to this place. And I had never heard of it before. So I figured that I'd just go ahead and buy the Groupon and probably during spring break or during the summer sometime check it out before the Groupon expired. So we went today. It was a nice day out. It was kind of chilly out, but we took a trip down there. It's about a 2-hour drive, 2.5-hour drive from where I am. So first, let me tell you about the cons of the trip. First, because it's their winter spring season, all of the animals weren't out. So they have giraffes, zebras, camels, alligators, and such. But all of the animals weren't out due to the weather because some of those are warmer climate animals. So it's understandable, but it's a little bit disappointing. Um, Also, they have a walk-through area, and they have some rides or something, but those are all closed off too in the spring and winter months. Okay. The other thing is that the feed that they give you is a little bit expensive. It's expensive considering what you're buying. It's not expensive for a park. I spent $15, which is pretty much enough feed for 4 people to feed animals. And for what each item was, it was expensive, but I don't think $15 was too expensive, to have enough, food in the car for everybody to feed animals for the whole route through there. But when you think about, it's carrots and then it's, something, kind of like pellets that kind of look like dog food. The carrots, same stuff, exact same brand they have in our grocery stores here for like $1, and when they itemized the bill, those carrots came out to like $4.69 a bag. So when you think about it that way, it's expensive, but I would say not too expensive when you're at an attraction. Um, the good thing about the trip though is that first, it's really easy. When you go in, you go into like their gift shop and you pay, and they give you a receipt. You drive up to the gate. The guy at the gate looks at your receipt. He goes through all the rules with you, regarding the animals, how to feed them, how not to feed them. Um, and he, from your receipt, he hands you all the feed that you need and teaches you how to hold the containers that you use to feed the animals. So it's a real easy thing to do. Um, And when you first go in, you kind of start off with the easier animals, so like the llamas and alpacas and stuff like that, And these animals, they're not like domesticated, but they know that you have food in the car, so they come up to the car. So it's not like you drive through there and you just got a dud day where all the animals are off doing their own thing. They know you have food in the car. They know you have the dog food looking stuff, and they know you have the carrots. So you know, they are going to come up to your car. So you are going to have an active trip. So that's really good. And then when you get to some of the bigger animals like the bison and stuff like that, the rangers are a lot closer by. So they kind of, stay in that area a little bit, I guess, in case there was an issue. Now, the whole time I was there, I didn't see any issues. So I didn't see anybody have to honk their horn because they got in trouble with an animal or anything like that. So it seemed like a fairly safe place to go. Um, The other thing is that I say the animals, they're not aggressive. I mean, they're aggressive with begging a little bit, It's like, they really like the carrots and they kind of like the other food. So, they'll kind of look in your car to see, do you still have any carrots left over or anything like that? But they're not aggressive as in mean and biting and, and things like that. And plus, when you're given your food, you're taught how to feed them because you don't feed them with your hands at all. Okay, you use their buckets, which I think is the best way to go. Um, the other nice thing about the park was that like my kids can be kind of scary sometimes, but they weren't when it came to this. So even my 5-year-old, he had a good time feeding the animals. He wasn't messing around with the bison, anything with horns, anything was huge. He didn't want to mess around with. But with all the smaller thing like the deer and alpacas and stuff like that, he sat right in the front seat with me and actually fed the animals himself. So that was good. Now the whole trip, it takes like about an hour to an hour and a half to get all the way through the route. It's actually not long. It's not a long route, but you're only driving like 1 or 2 miles per hour, maybe, because you can't just plow through the animals. You have to wait till they walk away from the car. They stick their heads in, so you don't want to drive off and want them to have their heads still in the car. So, you know, it takes a while to get through there, and you can go through as many times as you want. So you can just keep driving back through. I guess it would get kind of expensive though if you wanted to buy more food and do that, but you can drive through as many times as you want in the same day. So that was nice. So it was a really nice experience for the family. I'm glad I found out about it. There's probably a lot of attractions around here within like a day trip driving distance that I probably don't know about because I didn't really grow up in Michigan. I mean, I've been here long enough, but I didn't grow up in Michigan, so I don't necessarily know about all the stuff that's fairly close to where I am. Um, but I was glad that I found out about it. So, um, I might just go back on and buy another Groupon and go again later on this summer when they have some of the other animals out because I think the kids would like that too. So I would say it's definitely worth checking out. Um, I've seen the Groupon on there like 3 times, so it's a real good deal compared to the normal price. I pay like less than I pay about half price of what the normal price is. So I'd say I got a good deal with the Groupon. But even if I didn't have the Groupon, it's a nice experience. So I'll add some pictures so you can check out how our trip went. Thanks for watching.